Home sweet home. I thought there was no magic here.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things you missed in Loki Episode 1.
Sir, there's something you'll want to see.
I fail to see how this has any relevance or bearing on...
This is the good part.
Is this the greatest power in the universe?
For this list, we're looking at the Easter eggs, comic book references, and MCU callbacks you might have missed in this episode of the Disney Plus series. Since we'll be talking about every detail, it's time to give a spoiler warning. Which of these Loki moments surprises you the most? And did you catch the Skrull in the background? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Does Loki dream of electric sheep? Shortly after arriving at the Time Variance Authority, or TVA for short, Loki faces a machine that will melt him if he's a robot. He quickly becomes worried that he might be one and not know it.
Please confirm to your knowledge that you are not a fully robotic being. We're born an organic creature and do in fact possess what many cultures would call a soul.
What? To my knowledge? Do a lot of people not know if they're robots?
Loki's doubt over whether he's a humanoid being or not echoes the conflict of several characters in the Blade Runner franchise. But this scene also has a few parallels to the Terminator universe. Not only is the franchise full of time-traveling robots that look human, it also has a character that looks normal before discovering that he's part machine.
I need to find who did this to me. So do you.
Fortunately for Loki, he's neither a replicant nor part Terminator. He is a completely organic frost giant who can't be melted by just one machine.
Okay, I'm not a robot, so I'll be fine.
Number 9. The Tesseract hints at TVA's ban on magic right away.
He's trying to use his powers, ma'am.
Don't rush me. Damn it! Why would it work?
Magic powers. They're no good in the TVA, Mr. Laufeyson.
Despite knowing that his usual magic didn't work in the TVA, Loki still seemed confident that he'd be able to use an Infinity Stone. But his world is turned upside down after he finds a drawer full of the powerful cosmic items just lying there.
Infinity Stones? How do you have these?
Oh, we actually got a lot of those.
Some of the guys use them as paperweights.
Loki would have known that the Infinity Stones wouldn't work in the TVA earlier if he had paid closer attention from the start. The Tesseract is known for its constant radiant blue glow, but as soon as he steps into the agency, the cube loses its signature shine. If the TVA can depower an Infinity Stone in an instant, how powerful are they? And more importantly, how strong are the people that scare them?
You try to use that? Oh, several times. Even an Infinity Stone is useless here.
Number 8. Miss Minutes exposes the cost of the Secret Wars. While Loki's waiting to be judged, the animated Miss Minutes tells him there was once a war between different realities that threatened to destroy existence itself.
Long ago, there was a vast multiversal war. Countless unique timelines battled each other for supremacy, nearly resulting in the total destruction of, well, everything.
The conflict ended when the timelines of those dimensions were combined into one by the Timekeepers. A similar storyline played out in the 2015 Secret Wars comics. After two big Marvel universes collided and caused massive destruction, aspects of different realities were combined into a place called Battle World. Although heroes helped recreate more universes at the end of that storyline, the Timekeepers in the MCU seem strongly against having too many timelines around.
The TVA has stepped in to fix your mistake and set time back on its predetermined path.
That means that we may never know what other realities existed outside of the main MCU timeline before the war began.
There could be a black hole under Brooklyn. You see this? In this? This is multiple dimensions beginning to crash into each other.
Number 7. Mobius helped another iconic Green Marvel character in the comics.
I'm Agent Mobius, by the way.
Are you taking me somewhere to kill me?
TVA agents were willing to reset Loki after finding him guilty.
The court finds you guilty, and I sentence you to be reset. Next case, please.
Reset. What does that mean? Is it bad?
Fortunately, Agent Mobius stepped in to save the God of Mischief before we figured out what being reset meant. The Time Cop's counterpart saved somebody completely different in the comics. After She-Hulk is found guilty of a time crime, she was nearly erased from the timeline. When Mobius is left to decide her fate, he gives her a second chance. He also makes She-Hulk watch over an Avenger that committed a time crime as her punishment. Maybe Mobius will follow his comic counterpart and make Loki supervise a hero by the time the season ends.
You do seem like you're in desperate need of leadership.
Why, thank you.
Number 6. Timekeepers have a history of messing with Avengers. Loki attempts to call out the Avengers for the time heist they pulled off in Endgame during his trial.
Absolutely not, you have the wrong person.
Oh, really? And who should we have?
I suspect the Avengers. You see, I only came into possession of the Tesseract because they traveled through time.
To his surprise, the TVA knows all about what Earth's mightiest heroes did, and said it was supposed to play out that way.
We're not here to talk about the Avengers.
Oh no?
No. What they did was supposed to happen.
But this doesn't necessarily mean the Timekeepers are friends with the heroic team. In the comics, the Timekeepers secretly tried to weaken or break up the Avengers on several occasions because they didn't want the heroes to become too powerful. They only avoided destroying the team outright because it might have messed up the timeline. Seeing them work from the shadows to weaken the team on the page makes us wonder if the Timekeepers were somehow behind events like Civil War on the screen.
Captain Rogers! I know you believe what you're doing is right. But for the collective good, you must surrender now.
Number 5. The Judge might have a big role in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
What are they doing?
Dictating the proper flow of time.
I see. Right, and then what do you do?
Dictate the proper flow of time according to their dictations. How do you plead?
The judge that oversaw Loki's trial was Ravonna Renslayer. In her first comic appearance, we learned that she was a princess that lived in the 40th century. Mobius seems to give a subtle nod to her royal blood during the episode.
I feel like I'm always looking up to you. I like it. It's appropriate.
But she may do more than preside over cases in the future. Ravonna has had an on-again, off-again romance with the time-traveling villain Kang the Conqueror. Jonathan Majors is set to portray the comic antagonist in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Maybe the film will see Kang try to use the quantum realm to manipulate time. If so, Ravonna could make an appearance to either stop him or fall for him.
If you're thinking what I think you're thinking, it's a bad idea.
Number 4. A Devilish Loki reference. Over the years, Loki has shapeshifted into many different forms.
On my way down to coordinate search and rescue. On my way down to coordinate search and rescue.
I mean, honestly, how do you keep your food down?
Shut up.
But did the God of Mischief appear as a prince of hell? In the episode, we learn that there's an alternate version of Loki taking down Minutemen across the timeline. When Mobius asks a witness who was behind the attack, the kid points to a stained glass window of a satanic figure.
Du säger kaffisa.
There's a weird precedent for this in the Venus comics. Loki ends up ruling Hell and having a child that calls himself the son of Satan. So, in an odd and roundabout way, there was a time when Loki went by the name Satan. The alternate version of the God of Mischief may be following comic history and shapeshifting into a devilish form.
So, if you don't mind, this is actually your last chance. Now get out of my way.
Number 3. Loki is D.B. Cooper?
Let's talk about your escapes. You're really good at doing awful things and then just getting away.
What can I say? I'm a mischievous scamp.
This is one of my favorites.
When Agent Mobius showed off some of Loki's greatest hits, we eventually cut to a scene on an airplane. The God of Mischief proceeds to hold a plane full of people for ransom.
Miss,
Yes, Mr. Cooper.
you might want to take a look at that note.
After he acquires the cash, Loki parachutes off the plane mid-flight and is whisked away to Asgard. The seemingly random incident is based on a real-life event. In 1971, an anonymous man, later nicknamed D.B. Cooper, did exactly what Loki did on the show. But unlike the God of Mischief, this mystery man was never caught in real life after he exited the plane. Although the FBI stopped investigating the case in 2016, they might want to try asking Loki a few follow-up questions.
I can't believe you were D.B. Cooper. Come on.
I was young and I lost a bet to Thor. Where was the TVA when I was meddling with these affairs of men?
Number 2. We know how the Multiverse of Madness will be caused. Ever since the Doctor Strange sequel was given the subtitle Multiverse of Madness, fans wondered how it would be caused. The first episode of Loki decided to literally spell it out for everyone. Miss Minute says that variants who don't follow their predetermined path on the timeline can cause reality to descend into madness and potentially spark a multiversal war.
Whatever it was, stepping off your path created a Nexus event, which left unchecked could branch off into madness.
Now that we know how, the only question is who. Could Doctor Strange cause timeline damage while trying to replace his time stone? Will Wanda Maximoff break time while looking for the people she lost? Or will one of the Lokis be behind it all? It's only a matter of time before we find out who's truly responsible.
Don't worry, that devil's afraid of us. We're gonna take care of him.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The Tale of Two Lokis.
The variant we're hunting is you.
I beg your pardon?
Loki gets the bombshell revelation that the variant causing the TVA so much trouble is Loki. This timeline-wrecking version of the God of Mischief could be a clone, imposter, or maybe even a robot. But the mystery of this second Loki could come from the comics. In one reality, the God of Mischief was reborn as a kid. One day, he confronts a wicked older version of himself. The elder Loki claims his younger counterpart is destined to become just as evil in the future. This would be a great conflict for the show. Within the first episode, Loki struggled to confront harsh truths about his wicked deeds.
Do you enjoy hurting people? Making them feel small? Making them feel afraid?
Your games don't frighten me.
Making them feel little?
I know what I am.
Who knows how he would react if he learns he's destined to be evil in the future?
Do know yourself.
A villain.
That's not how I see it.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.